We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey everybody, Vikings Uncensored here. I'm Rhino, he's Lance, and we are nearing the end of training camp. We have basically
right around the corner.
Basically, we have until Thursday the 12th when the team officially breaks camp, and then preseason
First
games.
game has been played for the preseason.
More or less. I tried to watch it. It was kind of unwatchable, but
you had Buck. Man, I think the best part of that show, or the game, I should say, and the broadcasting was probably when Manning was up there.
Yeah, I mean,
shooting the shit.
I can't stand Beavis and Buckhead, but
No.
But they're Fox's #1 team, so we get those guys every time they have a big game. But yeah, Hall of Fame game was last Thursday. Hall of Fame induction ceremony was this past weekend. They inducted both the 2020 class and the 2021 class. Drew Pearson pushed off.
He did, that fucking asshole. He doesn't even belong in the
Drew
hall.
Pearson. If
Drew Pearson belongs in the hall, why the fuck is Jim Marshall not in
that's
there?
what I was just going to say. If Jim Marshall's not in the hall, Drew Pearson shouldn't be in the freaking hall.
If one doesn't get it out, Ryan, one of us will.
Yeah.
We're on pretty much the same way.
We're on it, yeah. Fuck Drew Pearson. Jim Marshall's getting screwed. That's the moral of the story.
Yep.
But anyway, like we had kind of mentioned in the show last Friday, on Thursday the 12th, down at training camp, the last day, it's a joint practice with the Denver Broncos. They're doing it both Wednesday and Thursday. But Thursday for practice, Lance and I will be down at TCO Performance Center.
Yes.
Taking in the sights, taking in practice. And we hope to bring you Friday's show from TCO. We're going to be
filming one way or another. We will find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And where there's a legal loophole, there's that too.
Right.
So we're going to find some way to figure out whether we're across the street on the sidewalk, praying to God we don't get shot. Or
Egan's fairly nice, so I don't think we got to worry about that there. But
good.
I mean, hell, we'll even go record in the Mall of Hysteria parking lot if we have it up on top of the parking ramp.
We're gonna make it happen, and so we're gonna try. Ryan's gonna try to plug that out by Friday. So
yep, our intention.
I'm fairly confident. He says he can do it. I'm gonna hope he can, and we'll see what happens.
Yep, our intention is to have the Friday show at our normal 6 p.m. Central Time. So
this will basically be our preview, to that show, because we can't really we're not gonna put a preview out for the show when we're putting it out a day later. So
right. So we'll kind of play it by ear here, but yeah. Anyway, just a quick catch up on some of the things that have happened. Of course, big news on Friday. Justin Jefferson made a diving catch and came down hard on his shoulder, and Vikings Nation collectively shit themselves waiting for the
everybody was thinking collarbone, man.
Yep. And luckily it was just a grade 1, I believe, AC sprain, which means they said he's day to day, but he's most likely will be out for 2 to 3 weeks.
I would keep his ass out for up until the third game of the preseason and give him some snaps.
I don't even know if I'd do that. I mean, unless he is 100% ready to go, sit his ass on the shelf until week 1, because
I feel that but at the same time, you don't want to baby him in there either. I mean, you don't want to let your prize get injured, but you don't want to just,
yeah, but
I feel you.
he's too important to you know,
So you're
risk.
saying he's on that Adrian level, basically, where
Right.
you just don't play him during the preseason, and basically
I
Delvin
would
Cook as well.
Yeah, I would be fine with neither one of those guys getting much, you know, Delvin, give him a few snaps here and there to get him lathered up a little bit, maybe, but
I am pumped to see these rookies.
I am too. You know, it's I've heard Patrick Jones has been looking pretty decent on the defense.
I heard Janarius Robinson got his ass laid out yesterday by one of the linemen.
By Blake Brandel. So
yeah,
one of
hey, don't let that one play, you know, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the whole group that we're addressing you. Don't let that one play, you know, define Janarius Robinson. Like they said, he is very raw coming in. He has looked good at times, and he's looked really raw at times.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's not going to be pushing for starting play anytime soon, but you know, he's got the talent, he's got the you know, thing to be developed. So we're just kind of waiting to see what happens there. I mean, if we're going by one play, Dakota Dozier got trucked 20 yards back in that first Saturday practice, and he's still in the mix now. The way it's been sounding the last few days is that
it'll lead into this. The good job
is that yeah. See how I'm doing that? That
was great. Full circle, dude.
The mark of a good producer is to be able to do those segues
from
one to another.
That was slick.
Well, hey, above all, we are professional.
I was thinking about this. I was like, I can't wait to talk about this.
Right.
And here we are.
You know, if you saw the show on Friday, I got a little bit animated about the whole offensive line situation and the very chance that Dakota Dozier could be starting. Now, the way it sounded over the weekend.
I told you not to say that, dude.
Well, hey.
Maybe they fucking heard you.
If that got the deal done, I'll say it every damn game. But, you know, they had practice at US Bank Stadium on Saturday. They had, I don't know how many fans they had in there, but they had quite a few.
Yeah.
You know,
they were doing the SKOL chant. You know.
Yeah. And it's sounding like Oli Udo has the inside track on starting at right guard. So, you know, I feel better about that than I do about Dakota Dozier. So, you know, if we need to take time with Wyatt Davis and stuff, that's fine.
I like what I'm hearing about Oli. And you know what? The dude deserves it.
Mm-hmm. He's a big dude. And go ahead. No, go ahead.
I got my kid up here. She snuck up the stairs.
Yeah.
Anyways, if he's showing out at guard, you know, let the guy be. He's been here for 3 years. If you think I mean, this is I don't know. I think this O line is going to be completely different than what we've ever seen before. You know, as far as in play and as in how they improve, it's going to be a huge jump forward.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, this isn't just coming from the coaching staff and whatever. It's coming from a lot of the beat writers and the people that, you know, I converse back and forth and follow on Twitter that have been at most of the practices. You know, they're saying that Udo is looking pretty good. So, you know, maybe we got something there.
To go off of that, I've also heard like some ramblings about some people like, well, what about Wyatt Davis? He's not going nowhere.
No.
He's good. It's just a good problem to have. I would rather have this problem than have the problem that we've had the last umpteen years.
Right. And and we know that Davis has been hampered with an injury a little bit. So if we need to bring him along a little slower, and if Udo is doing a good job, like the way it sounds that he is, then fine. Put him in at right guard. I'm okay with that.
Right. He did more than earn it, honestly.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and
let the best guys play.
And that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to seeing when we get down there on Thursday is to watch him, especially when we're watching
with live eyes for sure.
Right. Watching against an opponent and not our own defense, you know, so, you know, be one of the things that bears watching. But
those joint practices can get pretty scrappy.
Mm-hmm.
So
it'll be interesting. And
that first preseason game will be interesting too, because they've been practicing together the last 2 days. So it's going to be some competitive crunching in there.
Mm-hmm. And we've done this in the past with some other teams. You know, when Zimmer first came, we did it with Cincinnati.
Kansas City, we did it way back in the day.
Yeah, we used to do it with Kansas City, and then it started getting too heated, and that's why
that's why they had to stop it.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see how things go. You know, other than that, Kellen Mond still is not back off COVID. I'm hoping he's back by the time we're down there on Thursday. I haven't really.
Wanham had a good practice as well. I heard.
Who's that?
6 for a touchdown. Wanham.
Oh, DJ Wanham. Yeah, he. Jake Browning severely underthrew a quick out. I don't remember if it was to Beebe or if it was to Prohl. But
I don't recall.
I think it was to Prohl, but Wanham had dropped off in coverage and stepped in front of it and housed it. So
I think Wanham's the one that's going to be flying under the radar a little bit as far as
yeah.
talk goes. But I look for big things from them.
Yeah, I'm hoping, like I said, I don't care who steps up as long as we have somebody step up, to play opposite Hunter that, we can get some consistent rush out of. So,
right.
So, I mean, that's basically the big stuff that
we haven't gotten covered in the last few days.
In the last few days. We're not going to touch on the other thing that I'm not even going to mention what it is, because that's just begging for an argument with everything. And I really don't care. I just want football and I want us to win games. So however we do that, that's all I care about.
Yeah. I want the best guys out there, the ones that want to be great, the ones that want to, go to eventually go to the hall, that want to play like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I want on the field every play.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm excited. You're all excited. Season's just around the corner. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Once Saturday night hits and they're actually on the field and we can see it with our eyes, it's going to sink in that, hey, it's about time. This is, you know.
And that's the thing, when we start getting to see some actual in-game play, not just the practice where nobody's going 100%, things like that. We'll see how good Jake Browning
That's when the
looks.
cream rises to the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because first preseason game, we can probably expect the starters to play a series, maybe 2 series at the most. Then they're going to roll into the backups. So we'll get to see the Jake Brownings of the world. We'll get to see the Patrick Joneses, the Janarius Robinsons.
I'm surprised Stanley's still on the roster, but I can't really be, not with this COVID shit that's going on, honestly. So it doesn't surprise me.
But the thing with, I think Stanley is probably going to be the odd man out once Mond is able to come back. Just my opinion.
The only saving grace, honestly, for Stanley is that he has some familiarity with the offense, and he's got some familiarity with Marset. And that's not very much to say.
Yeah, but I honestly think, because what's his name, the kid from LSU
Ettinger.
Ettling.
Okay.
I think they'll keep Ettling over Stanley once it comes down to making the decision to when Mond's able to come back.
It'd be a lot easier to get Ettling over to the practice squad. I think if Stanley, which I don't care, we're talking about the 4th string quarterback here. So
yeah, I mean, and maybe I seriously doubt they'll keep Stanley. I was never impressed.
I think Stanley's the odd man out. I think we carry 3 quarterbacks this year, and I believe
we're gonna have to, because
we won't be able to get anybody through to the practice squad because of what the rumblings are on Browning right now are pretty high, and other people in the league aren't blind to that. So if Browning went to waivers, I think he wouldn't clear.
And the thing of it is, I think Browning has got the inside track to be QB2.
I do too, especially with the setback.
Yeah, and I don't think they want Mond seeing the field this year, unless maybe, like I said a couple episodes ago, that they do some Taysom Hill type packages or something for him. But obviously Mond's not going to make it to the practice squad. So we are going to have to carry 3 quarterbacks on the roster, which takes away one other position, but it's, got to do what we got to do kind of thing.
Yeah. I've also heard that Surratt has made some good plays. He's just not getting the as far as not the literal coverage in the back end. I'm talking about the media coverage.
Mm-hmm.
The rumblings I'm hearing for people that go to practice is that Surratt's looking pretty decent.
Yeah. But I've also heard that Nick Vigil is doing pretty well, and he's most likely going to be our, the 3rd linebacker to start with, at least.
Mm-hmm. Surratt's going to have, with this draft status, he's going to have to earn his way into the lineup, in my opinion.
Yeah, he'll make the roster
unless he really shows out in the preseason.
Yeah, and I guess like I said, we'll start seeing that kind of stuff starting Saturday. So,
you want some ice cream, dude?
Ice cream?
Yeah. Millie's down here making ice cream. Anyways, I think this, and I believe everybody out there listening, this is going to be a big episode because it gives you an introduction. If you haven't watched our show on YouTube, to see who we are and how we discuss things.
Mhm.
This is kind of how it goes every week.
Right. And for those of you who have been watching us the last 3 months, since the get-go,
we appreciate the shit out of you. Thank you for
Big
sticking
time.
with us.
Big time. During the off season, we did a lot of different segments and things like that. Once we get into the season, we're probably not going to be able to do as many of those because,
There's going to be a lot of quick takes on the games,
Yep.
giving out weekly awards to certain players, I would imagine. We haven't even discussed this, but Ryan, we're on the same wavelength, so we have a good idea.
Yeah. So, it's going to be, and we try to keep the shows to under an hour at least. If we start doing all this other stuff, we're going to have 2-hour shows and nobody wants to watch a 2-hour.
Right.
I don't want to record a 2-hour show.
It's a lot. We completely understand, folks. It's a lot to ask you guys to stick around for an hour every week to watch us if we're not really don't have that prior recognition. If you're not accustomed to listening to just super fans or whatever you might want to call us.
Right.
We appreciate the ones that do.
Yeah. And that's going to roll us in. Like I said, as far as everything goes, we hope to see you guys down at training camp. Anybody who's out there, who does watch us and happens to be at training camp.
This Thursday.
Last
day of training camp.
Look us up. We're going to be up in the stands. You're going to see 2 fat guys out there watching.
Well, 3 of my brother's pretty big too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, but come up and say hi, sit down and BS with us.
We could absolutely talk some football with you guys.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing we want to meet you guys. We want to, network and help build the brand because this show's for you guys.
Right.
I mean, we love doing it, but the show is for you.
And we're not trying to come off as we know more than you or nothing like that because we are just like you. We are you. We are you, the fan.
Yep.
We don't know more than you. We have our opinions. And if you share those same like-mindedness opinions with us, all the better. If not, still watch the show.
Right.
Whatever or not, whatever. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, having, if everybody had the same opinion about stuff, it'd be an awful boring world. We get.
Exactly.
And, we're both a couple of guys that, if you don't agree with what we say, we'll have an intelligent, legitimate discussion with you about, back and forth. It's not, we're not gonna.
I hate going into these groups. It's some of these groups. Don't excuse me. Some of these groups. I'm not talking about these groups that we mostly.
It's not even some of the groups. It's just some of the people in.
It's the people. I
groups,
can't put it's on that. It's the people
right.
that just like to slap hands.
And it's the same thing. You see it everywhere. It's the keyboard warriors. It's the people that, if somebody disagrees with you, oh, I hate you. I'm a block, blah, 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 blah,
Right. We all bleed purple at the end of the day. Come on, right, guys.
That's not what we're about. We're about seeing this team win a Super Bowl
and succeed.
Yes.
Yeah. But of course, it's been 60 years. Let's win a fucking Super Bowl.
Right.
Let's
exactly.
be real. This team needs to hear some real shit. The truth hurts. So.
Right. And that's what we're all about. So.
Exactly.
With that though, hope to see you guys on Thursday. With that, hope to see you guys on Thursday. If you're down at training camp, stop by, say hi. We're hoping to meet a bunch of you guys.
Absolutely.
And, like I said, we're planning on recording from down there. So Friday's show will be in some way, shape, or form from at least from Minneapolis, if not, and hopefully from TCO Performance Center. So
it'll be somewhere.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere. Like I said, in the Twin Cities Metro, we'll be there somewhere. But so with that, we'll hopefully see you guys Thursday and keep an eye out for the show on Friday. We'll break down the end of camp and we'll preview the preseason game. And with that, we'll see you guys hopefully Thursday and Friday.
Right. I want to wrap this up here a little bit. I got some names I want to drop because these are guys that I've seen before we leave. If you would let me.
Yeah. No, I was trying to get that split. So then we'll do
I know.
Break the two, but yes, of course.
We're good.
Proceed.
Anyways, I see a lot of you fans out there, and a lot of you guys have been interacting with our pages a lot since the beginning. And I want you guys to get a personal thank you. We appreciate everyone out there that takes the time to come and watch us. Some of you guys are sure you're in the dark. You don't interact, but you still do watch the show, and I apologize. You can't hold that against me. But these guys They interact with our page. Some of you guys watch the show. I see these names a lot come up when I'm going through the notifications. James Z, Greg, Rod, Chase, Ben, you've been here with us for a long time. Joel, thank you. Josh Owens, Jonathan, St. Mary, of course, she's our unofficial fan club leader.
Football
Thank
Mary.
you. Yes. Thank you for sticking around and help plug our show everywhere. We enjoy having you. You're exactly that, a saint. So thank you.
Yep.
Also, Danielle, Daisy, I see you guys too a lot. I appreciate you. Charles McNeil, I see you too. Thank you guys. Even the haters that interact with Vikings Uncensored online, we enjoy you guys as well. We talk about it as well and go back and forth. But basically, at the end of the day, I'm sorry if I missed you. I still see you.
Yeah. Well, and then of course we've got some of the OGs too that have helped, been behind us. And,
Yep,
big thank you to Drew and Ted from the Vikings Report.
Of course.
Drew has been pushing me to do this ever since I had the idea to do so and bringing Lance on board. And he's a great sounding board for if we have questions or any of that stuff. Also,
good guy to have in our corner. He's really brought out the best in us, in both of us.
And with Drew, of course, his lovely wife Ruby, aka Toonses, she's helped me out on the producing side of things as well.
It's been a blessing for being in the Gallahorn, which is it's what I like to call a group for quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm. Also, of course, Ted Glover, Dan Henneman, Doc Proto, Charmander. I don't want to even try to say your last name. I'm sorry, but I don't want to butcher it up too bad. So many of you guys that watch our show every week, and here again, I don't want to miss any names, but we could start listening up. We'll be here all night. But
I think you guys know we appreciate you. We try to tell you a lot that, hey, we know we're small. We'll always have our humble beginnings. Regardless of what happens, we fizzle out or we start to catch on a little bit more. We'll always remember the ones that were here to begin with. So
yep. And Raymond Hoagland's another one. There's so many
insight that a lot of these proto for sure, man.
Yep.
God, Jeff, you're good shit too. A lot of the insight these guys share in the comments is great, and I love it.
Yep, and that's the thing. If you guys haven't watched us yet, when we do our show premieres we do a premiere on Friday at 6 p.m. Central. We have a live chat going during the initial episode premiere, so feel free to hop on
if you're not busy and you want to catch us live. Lance and toes in the mix.
Lance and I are usually in the live chat. We try to be there every week for it.
We haven't missed one yet, so
at least one of us, and 99% of the time, both of us are in there. So we chat back and forth with everybody who wants to be a part of that. But just a big thank you guys for everything that you've done. We've gone through 20 episodes now, and the season's just starting to roll in. So we've got 3 preseason games, and then we've got 17 regular season games. So there's another 20 episodes right there, plus the bye-week show, which would be, and then hopefully we're doing game shows also up until February.
I am in talks, and I've talked with you about it before. I'm in talks with a couple of fans from different teams about having them come in for the weeks that we play, like Chicago, Detroit, the Fudge Packers. I got some fans that are big time fans of those teams that we're going to probably bring in to have their side for a segment on the show.
Yep. And I've talked to a couple of people too that I know that are fans of
other
teams that, when we get to those, the hate week games, the division.
We're still evolving games. People. We are still young. This is our first going. I was raw when I stepped into this platform, and now I have my confidence. I feel good being on camera. I don't get nervous no more. So I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. This is something that I'm very passionate about, and I have been since I was a child. So I'm on for the long haul. So I won't be going anywhere. And I don't think Ryan will either.
No, we don't plan on going anywhere. We plan on building this brand bigger and better. And taking.
I'm gonna let this go raw. I'm not gonna do no editing. So you guys, what you see is what you get here today with
Right.
this. I might take a little bit of the front half off. It's kind of boring with me and him just chatting back and forth, but I'm not editing none of this. So, and then I'm not putting no pop-ins or nothing like that. This is us raw from Uncensored.
Yep. So there again, with that, we want to thank everybody once again. Tell everybody that if you like the show, tell your friends.
Maybe in the future, we may also have just like legitimate Facebook and Instagram releases like this, just to get us out there a little bit more, to have you come. At the end of the day, we want you to come into the page and watch our show.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm being honest with you. That's what we want. We enjoy you, appreciate you. And Ryan, let's take her out and let's get the hell out of here.
All right. With that, thank everybody for watching our little impromptu show here. We hope to see you on Thursday at training camp, and new episode will pop Friday night at 6 p.m. Central. So we will see you guys then.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks for your support.